Strap in your finger cheese loving monkeys. I'm not sure how well that one's gonna go down. Right then, chum buckets. This little series is taking me down some dark avenues to pick up guitars, mainly at night. This week, I've got an absolute stonker, available from the Isle of Bazos, the Amazon special, Display 4 Top. Whoever came up with that name needs lining up, tied to a pole and shooting in the forehead. Worst brand name I've ever heard in my life. Fucking dreadful. Welcome back to the series, everyone. There's a few bad words in my video series, but you're in my workshop. If you don't like it, tough tits, and you are very welcome to move on. Don't complain in the comments about my bad language, because my God, it's boring now. It's getting boring, all right? I don't like swear words on the internet. Mate, you're fucked. And don't pick me up on my grammar. If I miss an apostrophe somewhere, stick it up your bum. Anyway, let's move on to the guitars. This is a Display 4 Top. I wouldn't display it. It's an absolute howler. I forget how much this one is new. The Display 4 Top package. I didn't get the whole package. Same problem as Mrs. Richards. 104 quid. What do you get for 104 quid? Well, first thing, interestingly, is this amplifier made of dog shit. The worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Crap. Get yourself a little Positive Grid Spark or a New X. That's just my favourite brand. I'm not sponsored, not affiliated, but they will make any guitar sound 10 times its value. Bit piss poor without headphones, like with just a little tiny woolly size speaker, but amazingly good value. Off, that's going in a bin. Right, this comes with a whistle stick, which is the only thing it's got going for it so far, and I'll show you what I've just discovered. It's the first time I've looked at it. I turn up in people's doorways and I just pick them up, and I take them, and they probably think, fuck, I can't believe you bought that. I've got an action of 5mm, unplayable. This is what's known in the trade as a banana. It is a banana, it's horrific. Look at the state of that action. That is horrendous. So we've got our work cut out on this guitar. It looks like a rich light fretboard, plastic nut. Yeah, and if you stand on the nut, you have to hang glide down to the fretboard because it's pretty bad. But at least we can work with it. It's got the horrendous string trees in the end. This guitar is screaming glary quality, which we managed to rescue. So I've got faith. I've got a bit of faith. Have a bit of faith. All of us together. It's 104 quid, 99 if you want the brown one, because of that amp and the case and all the other crap, which is all a waste of money. It is landfill before you even buy it. So this really is a 70 quid guitar. The pickups might be fine. That's gonna be the defining thing. We can do whatever we want with the neck. So let's just see if I can straighten it up. This is a notched straight edge. People ask all the time in the comments. You can search that on Amazon. You can search it. This is a Crimson Guitars notched straight edge. Very, very good quality. Wow, that is a lot of deflection. Someone's tried to fix this because that truss rod was under tension, creating that forward bow. Someone's had a go and they just turned it the wrong way. Should have watched one of my videos.
Nailed it.
If you want to see a real tech's work, one of my favourites is 81 Guitar Works. I'll put a link below. He does real guitar work. Absolutely got more knowledge than me. Go and watch his videos. He says it as it is as well. I love it. It's a new channel. Go and give him some love. Lovely. Right. Still got a big action. Saddles are right up. Lots of adjustment. So we can definitely get it down. If it wasn't, we might be in the realms of having to shim the neck, which is something I've not had to do on these videos. Shimming of necks is absolutely so common. People poo their pants over it. Get out of me! You can't shim the neck, it'll suck out your tone. It doesn't make any difference. People have their opinions. Some of them are very weird. That's fine. If you ever think a guitar opinion is odd, just remember there are people out there that think the world is fucking flat.
You're absolutely right.
So if they've got an odd opinion about electric guitar tone, don't let it surprise you. Right, just to make sure it works, and just for a laugh, let's plug in the Amazon amp. I'm not going to mic it or anything, and this isn't the demo of the guitar, so don't panic. It's just going to get picked up on the road. We've got electrical issues. God, like Jimi Hendrix' lost brother from another mother. That is Awful. Anyway, we've got electrical issues to sort out. We've got a dodgy jack. Let's get some strings off and we'll come back and reassess. See you momentarily. So I've got the bugger apart. I didn't film that because you don't want to see me unscrewing screws. It's weird, isn't it? My friend Daniel from Devon and Son Guitars, he asked me to look at the manufacture of the body and what it's made out of. And hey ho, this one, like he suspected, this guitar is actually made of ply. It's plywood. Does that really matter? No, it doesn't really. It's not as good. It's not two pieces of wood joined together beautifully like guitars normally are. Whether you think it's going to ruin your tone on a £99 display 4-top, don't bother fighting me in the comments about tone because it's a fucking boring argument. The pickups and the amp and your chubby little fingers are what makes this thing make noises. If the body's made of ply or if it's made of the tears of Christ, it will make no difference once you plug the bastard in. It might affect your sustain. Like I say on these videos, my aim is not to pimp these guitars up and put monstrous amount of parts in them, but we are going to fix them, make them as best as we can without pumping money in. I've always got to put new strings on and potentially a new nut. If the tuners are horrendous, then I'll take them off. But just so you know, the auctions for these guitars goes live the same time as the video, and I sell them for what I pay for them. This guitar cost me £40. So, and the strings are a tenner, but you can have them. I've got to put it in a soft case from Amazon, that's 20 quid, and I've got to post it to you, which I think is 15. £75 for a used guitar, which is only £99. However, it's had all the tech work done to it that it needs to make it play way beyond its price point. So if you think that's valuable, if you want to get a cheap guitar for your beginner, you're still getting it cheaper than you would have on Amazon, and it'll be a million times better. I say a million, I'm a luthier. It could be 110,000, not sure. So what's wrong with this input jack? Nothing's inherently wrong with it. It just needs bending over. Like that, it's a little bit of a cheap one. Now, it's locked in and it's perfect. So the input jack can go back on, that's fine. I do like an easy fix. It's not a switchcraft, there's no need to lynch me. We're not putting switchcrafts into a plywood Strat copy. It's got a rich light fretboard, much smoother than the glary. Not perfect at all, but there's no point putting any products on it. I don't think the True Oil made much difference to the glary, made it look a little bit different. Perhaps I'll wipe a bit of True Oil on. There's no point putting Monty's Minge Fudge on there because there's nothing to dye. Everything looks fine. It's got mini pots. We're not going to judge a £99 guitar for having mini pots. That's silly. Now the glary was rescued by the fact that the pickups were actually pretty good. Does it sound as good as some boutique pick? No, of course it doesn't. Pickups get ridiculously expensive for the branding, for the name, I don't know, for the peace of mind. I don't know, people are very particular about their pickups. I always recommend Warman. The link is below. I'm not affiliate linked. I have spoken to Josie Warman a couple of times. Lovely gentleman. I even said I don't need a discount on any pickups that I use on builds. I'm happy to plug that business through this channel because it's £41 for a pair of humbuckers and their PAFs are delightful. And when I say they're delightful, they genuinely are lovely. It's got more finger cheese on it than any guitar I've ever seen. I don't know what's been going on. I suspect it's been in a loft, which is why the neck was like a banana. It's hanging, it's fucking hanging. So let's give it a good clean up. I can't touch it anymore.
You are dirty. Dude. Still.
Good old bit of window cleaner. Can't beat it. Bit of glass cleaner. Well, let's come up a bit shinier. That is the cheesiest guitar we've had so far. Rank. Proper rank. All in all, she's come up all right. Cheap pickups, cheap everything. But I paid 40 quid for it. Now we've got to move on to the trouble area, the neck. Let's have a little look at him. Here she blows. So that neck is dead straight. It's one advantage of Richlight. It does go dead straight. Let's get out the rocker. Oh, he's getting the fucking rocker out again. Here we go. That's a massive rock, monumental. Guitar techs are going to be telling me that I should be tapping these frets down. So I will demonstrate, as always, for that. That second fret, massive rocker. We're now rocking on the third. Right, what I'm going to do in this video, let's just check the radius. It's a 12-inch radius, by far the most typical. I'm going to get the fret press and I'm going to press these frets in because they all look shit. So I'm going to press them in to appease the masses. Right, we're pressed in.
The next morning.
So the issue we've got with this guitar, these frets are super soft. So the fretwire used is absolute shit. Really, really shit. So should we do something stupid? Because I want whoever buys this guitar, I want you to have a bargain. Let's refret it. Might as well. Let's refret this £40 shit box with stainless steel frets.
That is blasphemous!
Just for a little treat. Because if you're going to buy it, you might as well buy something that's worth fucking buying. Right, I'm going to take everything apart, get it in the neck jig. Stainless steel frets on a 40 quid shit box. What the fuck are you here for? Right, so this thing, apologies for the speedy uppy in the music, hopefully it was a tune that could get your ears around. I've created the only stainless steel fretwell of what I assume I'm the only man stupid enough in the world to put stainless steel frets on a Display 4 Top Stratocaster copy. It's got one of those rich like fake fretboards, and taking the old frets out, well, it was like pulling teeth out of a rhino. There was bits coming off, it was fighting. That is absolutely shit. I imagine Rich like themselves are in the corner watching this video going, fuck off, it's not one of ours. But the frets are shiny, they're stainless, they'll outlast the guitar and probably me. So I'm going to put this thing back together. I'll just set it up quickly. I'm not going to go into it. My conclusion is easy with this one. Do not buy a Display 4 Top guitar. It's got one of those nasty necks. And I think that is what defines that this is the lower end of the beginner guitar. 99 quid is not getting me very far in this series. The Glary and the D4T are both not recommends. Cool in their own way, perhaps, if you're gonna tinker, but not a recommend from me for a beginner guitar. I'll set it up and we'll have a little demo. I am curious to see what it sounds like. I am curious. A plywood guitar with a fake fretboard with stainless steel frets that are worth more than the whole guitar put together, probably. No one's going to do this in real life. Don't type away. I know, this was stupid. Fucking stupid. I've done some daft things in this workshop. This one tops it. Definitely tops it. I'll see you in a second. Well, I've got to come to a conclusion about this guitar, and my conclusion is it's not very good. Do I recommend it? No. I've muddied the waters. I know I went silly and I put stainless steel frets on it, and actually, despite the fact that the fretboard looks minging and a beaver's chewed it out, it plays lovely. I was really surprised. It sounded a bit weird because I didn't realise I had a noise gate setting on the spark on the plugin that I was using. I forget what it's called. People always ask me what plugins I'm using. Just get a positive grid spark, and the Tone Cloud has got a million plugins. Just play around with them, it's good fun. So this guitar is actually fairly pretty, it's fairly heavy, it's made of ply, it's 99 quid, it's priced around the right amount. Out of the box, it was naff, proper naff. Despite the fact that someone clearly had a go at adjusting this themselves, the frets and the fretboard were really shit. So that's a deal breaker, innit? So I've come up with a new system. Rather than scoring everything out of 10 and all that shite, because it's a bit boring, isn't it? It's a bit old hat. I've come up with the Bullshit Chronicles. So now, it's trying to zoom in on my face. We've got the League of Bullshit. I've already got on here, the Squire Pink Finger is so far that what YouTubers, they have S tier, I've noticed, I've been watching, S, A, B and C. I realised silver should have come after gold, but I didn't think. I did use multiple colours because my budget is fucking endless. The Squire Pink Finger so far is in the lead, A tier. Out of the box, that was great. I did the frets, of course I did. That's irrelevant. Someone could have played it fine. The Harley Bent On was almost, it wasn't quite good enough to make A tier. It's B tier, but I think B tier is still a recommend. It's still fine. It's cheap enough whereby if you did take it to a tech, you could still have a blinding guitar for your money. Glary Glitter, very poor guitar. And the Stainless Bandit, the D4T, the Display 4 Top, the worst named guitar ever. Out of the box, that thing was utter dog shit. It is really weird though, because it plays lovely now. Stainless steel frets are an anomaly to me. Shouldn't really matter what it's made of as long as it's highly polished, but stainless always feels just lovely. Stainless frets are banging. These are narrow, tall, so a little bit taller than vintage. StewMac stainless frets, and yeah, they're top quality, and they've transformed this guitar. So even though that was a waste of time, complete waste of time, whoever buys this guitar, and don't forget the auction is live now, I paid 40 quid for this off someone 2 streets away from me. I'm going to put it in a £20 case. That's ironic. It doesn't come with the amp, which is utter shite. I've done you a favour there. But it does come with a soft case, which is better than theirs, and a stainless steel refret, which is mad. I don't know what that would cost. 150 quid? Shoot me down in the comments. I know I've wasted my time. And I did actually, I was kicking myself all the way through. Thanks for watching everyone. There's no minge fudge on the fretboard. I didn't even know what to do with the fretboard. It's made of compressed pants and MDF and something, I don't know what it is. Pour light, we'll call it pour light. But it works fine. I've sanded it as smooth as I can. And this guitar is actually a good player. So if you do buy it with a bit of confidence. Sounds all right, I think you'll agree. Not the best pickups, but they're all right. It's all in the amp. In the fingers and in the amp, everyone. That's all you've got to know. She's going to a good home. Auction's live. I'll see you next week. And I want to draw your attention to the Guitar Builders Collective. I'll put it below. That's a group of luthiers that I'm part of and I interact with, and they've got a great podcast and it needs more eyes on it. So if you want to watch a decent podcast, go and have a little look. It's nerdy. It is nerdy, but that's the beauty of it. It's just geezers nerding out over tools and guitars. I love it.
It's nice.
Sometimes I find it difficult to keep my clothes on, but that's between me and you. I'll see you next week, everyone. Love you, bye.